What's up, Laker fans? On Friday night, the Lakers fell to Utah 96-89. Rather than focus on individual player performance, I wanted to zero in on something that's going to be very important to the Lakers season. In many respects, their ability to counter pressure defenses is going to determine how good of an offense they are this year. Utah is one of the better defenses in the league that fit that description, so I thought that this would be a good game to take a closer look at that. The purpose of Utah's denial is to take an offense out of what they want to do and make them go to plan B. Offensively, your counters are that plan B. To give you an idea of where the Lakers are in this process, I had about 3 minutes of raw footage of them running it poorly and about 40 seconds of them doing them correctly. So with that said, let's turn our attention to Jordan Clarkson. Joe Johnson plays ball denial on him, and watch what he does. He gets backed up to half court with just 9 seconds left on the shot clock. This has effectively shut down that side of the court. Now let's turn our attention to Larry Nance. The read for the big on this is if there's ball denial on one side and no back cutter available, you go the opposite direction in a handoff and then a pick and roll. Nance does this correctly, and by virtue of playing ball denial, Joe Johnson is too far out of position to tag him. Same principles here with Lou Williams being defended by Rodney Hood. Williams should be back cutting right about here, but he doesn't, so Nance turns the other way for the handoff. But not only has Williams brought his man into that passing lane, Clarkson isn't in the greatest position either, for similar reasons. Now, when you do make that backdoor cut, obviously the best case scenario is that you get the pass. But most of the time that cutter won't get the pass, yet that cut still has value. What it does is open up driving lanes. There's now a big gap between Randle and the nearest help defenders, so if they cheat over on penetration, they have a longer distance to close out. Far too often players think that the only value in this is to get themselves open, so they dance with their defender. It's certainly okay to make an initial fake, but you gotta keep it moving. Ingram doesn't cut particularly hard here, but he's got the right idea. He backcuts this overplay and heads to the weak side corner when he doesn't get the ball. Mozgov goes directly into his handoff counter, and now the Lakers have the space to run that pick and roll. With the defensive guard going over the top, the Lakers now have a 3-on-2 advantage, with Deng, Mozgov, and Huertas against Lyles and Gobert. That was all made possible by Ingram's cut to the weak side. Utilizing screens is an area where the Lakers need to get better at using counters as well. On this play, the Lakers run loop for Russell, and Mozgov and Randle do a nice job of forming a wall on George Hill. So Hill goes around that screen. At this point, Russell needs to read this and flare to the corner. Basketball is a lot like judo in that you want to use your opponent's momentum against them. If Hill was trailing behind him, essentially trying to beat him to the corner, then Russell goes to the wing. But with Hill trying to shoot the gap and meet him at the wing, Russell should break off his route and go to the corner. What could have been an open corner 3 is now George Hill in excellent ball denial position. This all seems very simple, but I don't expect the Lakers to be good at it until January at the earliest. This requires relatively inexperienced players to make quick reads in real time. That won't happen overnight. But once they learn how to use their opponent's momentum against them, a whole new world is going to open up on offense. Several of you have told me that I should set up a Patreon account, and I finally did that. I strongly believe that there's a place in the sports world for this type of content, and any support that you can give is very much appreciated. Even $1 or $2 a month can go a long way if enough people believe in it. Thank you for all of your support over the last few months, and as always, if you ever want to hit me up on Twitter, I'm @LakerFilmer.